Another Twilight collection from ColourPop, but is this the one that actually delivers? With so many mixed reactions already, it felt like the perfect collection to put to the test. I'm going to be trying every single product on my face and I'll let you know if this is worth the hype or just another nostalgia cash grab. So if you want to see how I created this ultimate vampire inspired glam and if this collection is actually worth your money, just keep on watching. So I've got all of the products here, let's take a look at everything in the collection. So first up we have the Eclipse Eyeshadow Palette, which retails for $25. So the palette has 15 silver, taupe and blood red shades inspired by the Twilight characters and the scenes. And there are 5 different finishes. We have matte, metallic, super shock, pearlescent glitter, and a new metallic chrome finish. It is definitely a very moody palette. I don't love glitters in eyeshadow palettes, but we'll give it a go. Next up we have the Mega Super Shock Highlighter. So this is in the shade Change Me. It's a silvery opal color and this retails for $15. These are super glittery and I do really love using them as an all over body highlight. This shade is interesting. I noticed that they tend to do this tie-dye effect on most of their collab highlighters. It's also designed to look like a moon, which is cool, so the attention to detail is definitely there. Next up we have some Jelly Much eyeshadows which retail for $10 each. There are 2 shades in this collection. So first up we have the shade Newborn Army, which is a rich gunmetal with silvery pinpoints. And then next up we have the shade Cullen Coven, which is a metallic amber with silver and gold pinpoints. I wouldn't describe this as an amber shade, it definitely looks more like a purpley duochrome. It's quite cool though. Next there are 2 lip kits in the collection, each priced at $16. So the first kit is Opposites Attract. This is a pinky nude that comes with a Lippie pencil in the shade Emmett Cullen and a Lippie Stix in the shade Rosalie Hale. And then we have New Love, which is a brown burgundy kit. It comes with a Lippie pencil in the shade Jasper Hale and a Lippie Stix in the shade Alice Cullen. And finally we have the Powder-to-Crème Lipstick. The shade of this is called Newborn and it retails for $12. It comes in a custom vial shaped like a blood drop inspired by Victoria and the Newborn Army. Every time I hear that it just sounds like an army of babies, not vampires. So the formula is designed to be buildable so you can wear it sheer or layer it for a fuller coverage. I can already tell this might get a little bit messy, but we'll see how we go when we actually apply. So altogether this collection retails for $93 and this is probably my favorite Twilight collection they have done so far. I think the color story perfectly encapsulates a vampire, but now comes the real test. Let's put all of these products on and see how they actually perform. Alright, so in true Alex fashion, we're going to start with the eyes today. I think it would be rude not to do a smoky eye featuring that metallic red shade, so that is the look we're going to do today. On a Sigma E42 brush, I'm going to take the shade Insane Thirst. And I'm going to start by placing the shade on the outer corner and flicking it up towards the eyebrow. I want to create a smoked out wing. I'm then also going to bring that shade through the crease and connect it to that outer wing. There is quite a lot of fallout in the pan. It is definitely softly pressed, but I mean it is super pigmented and there isn't too much fallout on my face. Next, on a Morphe JH40 brush, I'm going to take the shade New Vampires and I'm going to use that shade to blend out the dark brown, continuing to flick it up towards the brow. I want this blend to be smoky, but I'm still keeping it nice and controlled. The shade has way more fallout and I will say it's quite similar to the brown shade. It's a little bit warmer, so maybe there could have been a little bit more variation between the shades, but I mean it is blending out nicely. Next, on a Morphe JH33 brush, I'm going to take the shade Hey It's Jake. And this is where we're going to start diffusing those darker shadows and really smoking it out. I'm making sure that I do place this color half on the previous shade just so we get a nice transition between the blends. Next, on a Sigma E36 brush, I'm going to take the shade The Tent. And I'm going to use this as my transition shade, just really focusing on smoking that product up out into the brow. That eyeshadow is a bit darker than I was anticipating, so I think I'm going to take some of my translucent powder and just use it to soften the edge a little bit. I'm just taking a little bit on a small fluffy brush just to soften that edge, and already that is helping so much. Now as you can see, it is looking very dusty, crusty, sad, so I'm going to go back in with all of those colors from my lightest back up to my darkest and just re-intensify the blend. Alright, I have blended those shades back up to full opacity, but we are going to go in with one more shade just to really deepen the look. On a Morphe M506 brush, I'm going to take the shade Frostbite, and I'm going to use that in my crease and outer edge just to really deepen the blend. Be very light-handed because it is very easy to go out of control with black eyeshadow. So now I'm going to clear the excess eyeshadow off my lid. I want to go on with some of the shimmer shades. I really wish a few of these shades were warmer because I did want more of like a red smoky eye, but hopefully some of the shimmer shades will make up for that. So I've cleared that extra product off the lid and I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow base and just put some on the lid and blend it out so that our shimmer shades have something to stick to. I'm going to pick up the shade Hotter Than You on my finger. And I'm going to place that on the outer edge, tapping it into the matte eyeshadows. Ooh, it's a very creamy shade. It definitely feels like a Super Shock shadow. Next, on a Sigma E57 brush, I'm going to take the shade Magic Blood. And I'm placing that shade on the inner half of the lid, kind of carving out an unofficial cut crease. I do feel like I want to put a little bit of a darker colour in this outer edge just to blend it a bit more seamlessly. I think this would be the perfect time to try one of the Jelly Much shadows. So I'm going to go in with the shade Newborn Army, and I'm just placing that colour right on the outer edge and just blending it into those shimmer shades. It is super pigmented and it dries down so fast. Oh my gosh. I'm just going back in with some of those matte eyeshadows and just trying to soften the edge. So far, the shimmer eyeshadows that I have tried have blended really nicely. They're lovely and pigmented and easy to use. The Jelly Much eyeshadows though almost feel like they have a bit of a film on them. It was a little bit harder to get the product on and they dry super duper fast, so you have to work quick with these. On the lower lash line, I am taking all of the shades that I used in the crease and the top of my eye and blending them out. I'm connecting them up into the wing just to help that smoky eye effect. I'm starting with my darkest shade and then working out towards my lightest, just keeping the blend nice and controlled. In the inner corner, I think I definitely want to do one of those fun sparkle shades. So on a Morphe M321 brush, I'm going to take the shade Mind Tricks and I'm going to place that in my inner corner and blend it onto the red shimmer shade that's on the lid. That shade is really loosely pressed. Once you get through the top layer, it really starts to pack on nicely with a brush. It reminds me of the formula that they use in their big highlighters, so I wonder if the highlighter in this collection will be a similar consistency. It is really pretty though. I love that duochrome shade. So I'm just going to go off camera and finish the look with some mascara, lashes and liner, and then we'll test out some of the other products in the collection. So here's the eyes all complete. I've added some liner and I feel like it's looking very vampy. So the next thing I wanted to try is the highlighter because my face is looking a little bit flat. So this is the highlighter. It's a silvery opal color. So let's see how it looks on the skin. I do already like this formula of ColourPop highlighters and I'm really interested to see how it looks. Oh, okay. It is absolutely gorgeous on the skin. Yeah, there's no doubting that that is so pretty. I'm also going to put some on the brow bone as well. I do like the colour, it is very sparkly and pretty, but I will say that when I look forward, you can kind of see like a grey stripe. I feel like this always happens with these. They're always a little bit too dark for me, and I am fake tanned as well, so not the most flattering shade on me, but I mean, it is still really pretty. I do like it underneath the brow as well. I think it adds a really nice shine. So we've got two lip kits. I feel like it would be rude not to do a dark vampy lip with this eye look. I'm going to take the lip kit in the shade New Love just because it is more of a darker shade and I think it would complement the eyes so much nicer. So first I'm going to take the Lippie pencil in the shade Jasper Hale. I love how creamy this formula is. It's so easy to apply. This is definitely a very dark burgundy lip liner, but it's going on really nicely. Alright, next I'm going to take the Lippie Stix in the shade Alice Cullen. Oh, that's really glossy. I was not expecting it to be that shiny. These have a nice smell to them. It's like a muted vanilla. It's not overpowering though. It's like the perfect amount of scent. This is the perfect vampire lip combo. It works with the eyes so nicely. I do like the colours they've chosen. They both went on really creamy and blended really well into each other. But there is still one more product to try. And that of course is the Powder-to-Crème Lipstick. This is the product I am the most nervous about simply because I feel like it's going to be really messy. It's literally a lip product that comes out as a powder. I am wearing all black, but my floor is beige, so I am very, very scared that this is going to stain. I kind of want to put some on my hand. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, it's like making a mess, but it is a really nice colour. Very easily could end up on the floor. Yeah, I'm not convinced I like that. I hate that that went everywhere. I had to take my watch off and clean my watch because it went under the band and was making a mess all over my arm. I will put some on my lips though, just to see the colour. Whoa, that is dark. Weird. It kind of just turns into the same colour as the lip liner. It feels comfortable to wear on the lips though. It's definitely not transfer proof. I don't think any of those products will be, but I will say the lip liner is pretty much identical. Feels comfortable to wear on the lips. Colour is nice, but I don't love how messy it is to use. This would be terrifying to use if I wasn't wearing black clothing. Alright, so now that I have tested out all of the products, let's do some final thoughts on the ColourPop X Twilight Eclipse Collection. So first up, let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. This palette definitely gives me vampire vibes for Eclipse. I do love the balance of the matte and shimmer shades because it gives you flexibility to create a few different looks. That said, I do wish they had included a matte red. I would have loved to blend out some red tones into the smoky eye. Most of the shimmer shades in this palette are quite light, which, don't get me wrong, they are beautiful, but it does kind of limit the depth you can create without using a bunch of other palettes. The matte shades blended beautifully and layered nicely, especially these darker, more grey tones. They can be quite troublesome to blend, but I had no issues with them. And the shimmer shades and that new pearlescent formula I use are stunning. I will say I don't feel like any of them have creased crazily, so they are definitely longer lasting. Overall, I do like the palette. It performs really well. However, I would have liked to see a few different variations in shades to create a few more different looks. Then next up we have the Super Shock highlighter. The silvery opal tone is very pretty and absolutely stunning, but I can see the shade being quite limiting depending on your skin tone. It is absolutely stunning for that Cullen in the sunlight effect, but it may not be the most universally flattering shade. I can see this looking quite ashy on deeper skin tones. It's even giving me a little bit of a grey shadow here, so I'm not actually sure how many people would be able to pull this off. Then we have the two Jelly Much shadows. I think these are some of the most interesting shades in the collection. They feel cool and unique, and they are different from what is already in the palette. The black especially stands out. I think it would be the perfect smoky eye base, and it could also help really intensify whatever you layer over top. This color also has a really unique duochrome as well. It actually would have been nice to see a highlighter in this shade. Now let's talk about the two Lippie Stix kits. I think these are very wearable kits, especially opposites attract. It's more of a toned down vampire vibe, whereas New Love is like full vampire glam. They're nothing too crazy, but I do understand that ColourPop has released bright dramatic reds in their previous Twilight collections, so I feel like these shades are perfect to kind of incorporate into an everyday look. And lastly, we have the Powder-to-Crème Lipstick. This is the product I'm the least excited about. It looks cheap. It's also very messy, and to be honest, I'd be more inclined to reach for a traditional bullet or a liquid lipstick rather than a powder to cream formula. The product feels nice and the color is pretty, but I just can't get over the mess factor. It's a little bit stressful. So that was me testing out the entire ColourPop X Twilight collection. This was fun because this is not a look I would typically do, but I definitely feel very full glam vampire right now. Let me know what you guys think about this look in the comments down below. And I'd also love to know, do you guys think this is the best Twilight collection ColourPop has done so far? Or is it your least favorite collection they've done? Let me know in the comments down below which collection you prefer. Well, I'm gonna finish the video off here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see any other content I don't create here, check out my Instagram at makeupwithalex. All of my social medias are linked down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!